I was very talented at cricket. Like even up to today, I have a bigger cousin that I look up to. He was a cricketer as well, not professional or anything, but he was a good cricketer, and he was one of them who really mentored me growing up. I looked up to him for everything.
Right.
And up to today day, even though he sees my success in music, he will look at me and he will say, "Yo, a cricket you did for playing a youth, so you defeat arrested this type." Because as a little kid, my grandparents where our house was,
Yeah.
it had like acres and acres of land just spread out around it,
Right.
like around the house, spread out. So we used to play cricket, like real cricket, football, cricket, pole vault, everything you name it. We played it right in that yard, and we had people from outside communities coming in to play against my cousin and uncles, and I was the only kid. I was the only kid that could play along with them. As a kid, I was the only one. You see, be a big man. Me I talk about 20 year, 30 year old, 40 year old men playing cricket, and the kids them had to just sit down and watch. I was the only one that could play. I was that talented.
Wow. And you're still talented. You are, but the only difference is that you're putting your talents elsewhere now and doing other things. You're still one of the smartest entertainers I know. Like I said
I
earlier.
try to be.
I'm
not totally there yet.
You are, and I must say,
I'm not totally there yet. Working on it.
You're doing good, man. You're doing good. So, Kevin, tell me when the struggle really hit, though. When you really started.
The struggle really started when I came to Kingston. My mother decided that, boy, she wanted me to go to a proper school, high school. Not that there wasn't any proper high schools in Kingston, because you have in St. Elizabeth, because you had States, you had Monroe, and you had Black River High School. But I don't think it was high school at that time. But you had good high schools that were prominent high schools that were, especially Monroe, that was on top. But she also wanted me in her sights because I was a rude little kid. To be very honest, I was a very rude little kid.
You wanna tell me how rude?
No, but we're not gonna get into that. I was just a rude kid. Kid rude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was a very rude kid, and so she wanted me close to her. But she wasn't. She never went to high school, so she went to primary school up to secondary, or what you call it, all age school rather.
Yeah.
Right. So she wasn't in a big job or anything like that. I was, so came to Kingston. It was me and her. It wasn't my other two brothers didn't. She was just trying to make sure that I got through high school, and then my brothers followed the suit. So came to Kingston. Rent off a pay, them something there. Going to high school and things like that. It was hard. To the point where it's like I take my hat off to my mother, because she was, other than God, the only other person who see do miracles where I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Because how she made it possible that I did not go to bed a day hungry. She made it possible that I never want for anything. And the paycheck that she had is beyond me. Mm-hmm. Like, it baffled me. Bills, pay, everything. To the point where it got a little bit rougher, because What is this decline?
Sorry, mute this. I don't know how that jump in. Don't know how that coming. Yeah. So what happened? What I did know is because I was taught the responsibility from a child, giving chores. Where my grandparents are concerned, you had chores, you had to do stuff. Everybody, every child in the house, you were not privileged to the point where you sit down like this and everybody else do work. No, everybody had to do equal work. So if me tie out the coat today, tomorrow me have something else to do and somebody else to tie out the coat tomorrow.
Right,
You
right.
know, that kind of situation. So what happened now is that I kind of just figured out, all right, how me I gonna help my mother? You know, how me I gonna cushion what she had do, because me I go high school. Me I go high school now. Books need to buy and the thing there. All right.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
and at that time, I think my school fee was like something like probably about $5,000 or something like that for Calabar High School. I don't remember correctly, but I think it was like $5,000. And
Right.
why am I not hearing?
Yeah.
Oh, I
don't know.
I think I know why. Sorry. Let me 1 second. Let me continue the story, but let me just do this.
So we're talking with Kevin. He is from the group Voicemail, and he is pretty much just sharing his story with us, his struggles before the success. Just want to remind you guys that if you're not following, please hit the follow button at the bottom and follow us, Kevin at Kevin Voicemail, and also AntoinetteChase.k. Follow and share the conversation as well. So Kevin, you said you were helping your mom.
Yeah, so what I did was I was living in all right, let me just backtrack a little bit. When I came to Kingston and I lived in the rich part of Kingston, one of the rich part of Kingston.
One of the rich part.
Yeah, Donrabin Acres.
Oh yes.
My
the true persona.
my mom and my aunt was sharing an apartment there. So
yes.
That was I came into Kingston like a big chop. That's, Kingston apartment complex with parks and all these things. Closed community, gate lock at night time and them something there. All right, wow. So that was different. And then, my mom and my auntie had some, family feud business, family argument, and yeah. And as I say, I was a rude kid. My auntie wanted to discipline me a certain way, and I would not have it. Literally would not have it, because yes, me grew up certain way, and you can't discipline me that way there. Discipline me or me know if it get discipline. Not that way there. So that happened, right. And then we went and lived. I went to live with another aunt because my mom went to Cayman to get. She got a work in Cayman. Went to Cayman, and I went to my another aunt in Portmore to live for a little bit until she came back. And then, boom, when she came back, we lived in Patrick City. So in Patrick City now, boom. All right. How it's going to go now? Me have this for them, me have that for them. All right. There's a shoppers fair. There was a shoppers fair in Duane Park Plaza. So I know a friend that a lady was the supervisor. Make a link. She said, all right, I can forward, come get evening after school. So after school I would leave from Calabar, boom, straight to shoppers fair. I'm a pack bags in the evening until closing time. Boom, home. On the weekends I'd go from in the mornings until closing time. And that's like from Saturday to Sunday. So that's 7 days a week working. Just to make sure that uniform by, and then I was supposed to youth from morning. So I want to make sure that my uniform fresh and clean. And my shoes fresh and clean. You understand? So, boom. I go Sabaman, I do that until like in the summertime now. I had like a, what you call them, god aunt. She wasn't aunt. It was a lady that was in church that I went to. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, so she worked at University at the West Indies at the faculty. What was it called? I don't remember what was the faculty's name. So in the summer now, she took me there to work there, which is a little bit bigger money. You know what I mean? Bigger money. I get, and you know what? As a little youth, I pay a tax, and the tax now come out. I get the raw money, put me in your hand. And I remember, I got divert a little bit. I remember first check me get, I'm gonna go open one account right at one bank name, Mutual Security Bank, which is no more in Jamaica. Mutual Security Bank in Crossroad, right across the KFC there right now. That's where the bank was. I'm gonna go down there, open my account,
Kevin, you're gone again. You're gone again. You're gone again. He is talking about a bank that I don't even remember that name of the bank. So I don't even remember.